For us, obviously, on a back-to-back, it's hard, and we've had a pretty hectic schedule so far. And a hard-fought game last night, and then come into this building and get another big 2 points. That was huge for us, and I think we started playing the back-to-back. You got to play the right way, play smart, and I thought we did a really good job of that. And played our game, and it worked. So those were a big road trip for us.
You improved to 3-1 on the back end of back-to-backs. You got, I think, 9 more this season. Can you take something out of these games so far to move into the what will be a pretty tough stretch the rest of the year?
Yeah, obviously, lots of back-to-backs going up, but like I said, playing the right way. We can't be trading chances and kind of having a little bit of a track meet in those back-to-backs. Not traveling on the flight and getting in late and not a lot of sleep and all that kind of stuff. It takes a toll on the body, so got to make sure we're playing smart, playing above them, and playing behind their goal line, stuff like that. That we did tonight. It's going to work to our advantage, and why we're finding success right now.
On the topic of playing smart, looked like they tried to get you guys into the extracurricular stuff, make it a little bit of a rough affair. Did you see it that way, and did you think you responded well?
Yeah, a little bit early. They kind of did. They're playing tough. They're obviously a little bit of a funk right now too, so they're trying to do whatever they can to find success. And we were kind of hemming them in, playing really well, and anything to get a spark for them, I think, is kind of what they're looking for. But I thought we responded well. They got a 4-minute penalty there. We score one on that, and that's really important for us. So we stick together as a team, but at the same time, we play smart. We do, we're not, retaliating for no reason and stuff like that, and then we'll make them pay on the scoreboard.
You got your 6th goal of the season. Nice move in the slot. Nice finish. What'd you see on that play?
Yeah, great play by JMO and Scheif to pressure and hold the blue line, and then kind of circled around and found the slot there, and then JMO made a great slip play, and so I had 5-6 feet of open ice and just you figured got to get the goalie moving. It's hard to beat a goalie straight on, so just tried to get him moving side to side and then shoot back across the green and end up working. So it was a great play by by Scheif, by JMO, and great look there.
Battle third period. What's going through your mind when Lowry puts that one away?
Yeah, it was great. Obviously, they started pressing a little bit, and we needed to have an answer, and that was a great shift by them, and a couple chances, and then allow us to bury that to go up to. It's huge for us, and a little bit of breathing room, and that's kind of what we talk about by playing smart, playing behind their net. You going east to west, and then coming out and finding the back guy on the backside there, and it's a great play, great look by Hart's, great goal.
Morrissey's been very good for you guys defensively, certainly for a long time. But what have the points meant this year?
Yeah, obviously he's contributing at all ends of the ice, and he's playing huge minutes, and his defensive game speaks for itself. But obviously it's hard to score in this league as a defenseman and put up the numbers he's putting up, and it's pretty impressive. It's great to have a guy like that on the team, and he's so offensively gifted. He can skate so well. He can join the rush and then be the first guy back. So it's fun to play with him, and he's he makes it pretty easy out there.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's good. I think, you come into a back-to-back, you're not sure how the legs are going to be. And, I think getting in early last night, travel wasn't too bad. I felt like we had a pretty good first period, again, similar to St. Louis. And, Ritter made some big saves, and it was a big power play goal to start the second. And, again, I think we kind of sagged off it a little bit and, allowed them to start transitioning some pucks and, kind of pulled off of them. And he gave him a bit of life, but I liked our third period for the most part. I think we got back to being direct. We got back to being on the forecheck, and that's kind of where we created some zone time. We got some pucks below the goal line, and we were able to create some low to highs and some good chances like that, and lock it down. So anytime you can kind of get a win on a back-to-back and take all 4 points on a road trip, you're going to be happy with that effort.
Caught you on the TV looking at Jensen like you couldn't believe he found you there.
What did
he's
you see
a
shooter.
Yeah. That was your shot. It wasn't that he found you; it was that he passed.
No, that was just unbelievable pass there. I kind of was slipped in on kind of Morgan's hip, so I wasn't sure if he was going to try and fit it in to Bears or me, and luckily he kind of found me on the backside, and that's my job to put it in. You got a pretty wide open net, and it was a great pass. I think that shift starts. It's some great forechecking work by him and Bears, and we get some zone time and a couple chances. We're cycling the puck, and that's kind of how our line's going to create our offense. And like I said earlier, it was a great pass. So I was pretty happy when he came to the corner and said thanks.
You did some work on that shift though too to keep things alive.
Yeah,
Bit of a reward there.
Yeah, it's a nice reward. I'd include myself with those guys. I think that was a good shift for us. We were talked about trying to make a difference in the game. Kind of a couple shifts before, I think. So in the third period, whether that's we can get some extended zone time, get a good change for another line to come out, or some chances or things like that, and ultimately it was a big goal for us.
Yesterday it was the forwards. Today was the defense with Logan going out and having to shuffle on the fly. What does it say about you guys being able to adapt in those challenges mid-game?
Yeah, I think it's challenging. As a credit to the coaching staff, it's always tough when you have a game plan going in and kind of goes in the garbage when you go down to 11 forwards or 5D, and now you're kind of trying to make sure no one gets lost in the shuffle. You're trying to make sure guys stay as fresh as they can, and I think Bones and Arnie they did a great job. You lose Mel for 4 minutes in the second. I think he asked him he would have liked a 5, but. It's one of those things that you try and play as simple as you can, and that sounds cliche, but any extended zone time that you have to play in your end, it wears on those guys if you're missing an extra guy. So I think we did a good job trying to advance pucks, get them out, and force the battle into the neutral zone. So we didn't really have too many of those extended shifts.
Like you haven't played back-to-back games before in your career, but you guys are 3-1 this year in the second of back-to-back games. You got 9 more this year. Can you take anything from you? No. Can you take any? Yeah, sorry to put the.
You couldn't have waited a day.
That's 9. I mean,
that's a
take
lot.
Them from that? Can you take what you've been able to do this year into the those games in the future?
Well, I think the good lessons are being direct. I think it sounds simple, but you keep advancing pucks. You kind of force those unnecessary turnovers, and you limit the zone time that you have to play. It's a lot easier to play, a lot easier on the body, a lot easier on the energy when you're able to roll them over when you're playing at the other team's end. Obviously there's going to be points where you're defending and things like that, but it's the unnecessary shifts where you turn a puck over inside your blue line now. Instead of spending 20 seconds, it's a minute 20, and now maybe the next line has to go take a D-zone draw instead of something in the neutral zone. And it's just so I think it comes down to managing the puck. I thought we did a real good job managing the puck, and you have to get great goaltending on the back end usually. So Ritter made some big saves when it was 2-1, 2-0 for us, and we're going to look for that to continue as well.
It's not an easy job for the backup to do back. First action in a week, which sometimes it's a couple of weeks. Just you mentioned you made some key saves for you. It kind of settled you guys down in the third period when they were making a push. David, that is.
Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head. It's not an easy job. You have a tired group, and obviously that's no excuse. You're paid. A lot of teams play a lot of back-to-backs, and you're expected to put your best foot forward and get the 2 points. So it's not the most favorable position for a goaltender to go in, but. All you can ask is that they give you a chance to win. That they're ready at the start of the game for you, and I think he was. He played great for us in the second period when we had the lull, and in the third period when we were protecting the lead. So we got a lot of confidence in both our goalies. They've both played great for us this year.
I don't know what to do about their guys. He was something else too. Almost Tony Esposito.
everybody stepped up, and forwards did a good job of not making it too hard on them, and but they rolled them over pretty good. Those guys, we didn't spend a lot of time on our end. They got pucks, they moved it up quick, and that just helped those guys keep those shifts short.
Adam was saying when that happens, that the game plan kind of goes out the window. Is that kind of how it is for you?
Yeah, you know what I mean. It's the good part is that we could, especially with Smitty playing the left and the right side, we had the sort of the different units going out with those guys, and they were real good about it. They were keeping their shifts real short, and we didn't really get hemmed in too much. And at the end of the day, the forwards, like I said, we were a little off in the second period, but in the third period and first and the third, we did a great job of getting through the neutral zone, making Chicago play in there into the rink.
I know Logan missed time already earlier this season. Is it possible he's probably going to do
Well,
that?
we'll get home here and see what it. There's a nasty fall in the corner, so we'll get home, get him looked at tomorrow.
He hasn't aggravated the same body part, has he?
Probably. I mean, yeah. It's,
You think?
It's going to be down the lower body, so we'll see where we're at tomorrow.
Yeah, it wasn't exactly the marquee goalie matchup, but boy, they look good, didn't they, both of them?
Yeah, you know what, their goaltender made some huge stops, but Riddy was great. You know what, when he can come in and on a tough situation, defenseman out, back-to-backs, he did a great job for us, and he had to make some big stops there, and especially in that second period. And you know what, when you have that great 1-2 tandem like that, that certainly it takes a little bit of heat off Helly and allows him to rest. And our team has lots of confidence in front of Riddy as well too.
How much are you leaning on Josh, and how's he responding to the lean?
Yeah, well, you know what, I really don't want to go to a back-to-back and have him in 26 minutes, but it had a lot more to do with the power play. Kept him away from the penalty kill just so that we could eat up some minutes with some other guys. But you know what, he's a horse. He loves to be on the ice. Sometimes he gives me the evil eye when I don't have him out there, but no, he's awesome, and he's everything that's happened to him this year has been based on his great attitude, great work ethic.
What have you learned about him, coach, in this first year here that maybe you didn't know?
Well, I knew he was a good player. I knew that he had offensive abilities, but man, he's really shown he's shown it as a power play quarterback. Which is there's a lot of pressure in that position, and but the other side too, he's a good defender. We play him against almost every night. We play him against the other team's top line. He's real mobile and has a great stick, and his anticipation and his reads are real smart.
He's not big. How did he make up for that?
And that's quickness, his ability to use his stick well and use his feet.
Yeah.
All good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.